I have a story about this.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, you know how we were doing that wall face, you know that hat kept falling off? So there's that, and then I went to work that night, and I had a job, and it was all in my mask. Like, I put the mask on, and it's all out, like, I was like, F this, I'm cutting my hair. So I went the next morning, and was like, F this, I'm getting rid of it. So, anyway, so it was, yeah. So it was the two,
Good change.
It was the two back-to-back. Good change.
That's the funny way of the girls basically telling you look like shit before.
You look shit before. We weren't saying it.
Like absolutely shit before, and now you look great. So
yeah, I literally was like, it's a
little life wisdom. Beware of too many compliments.
Have you seen Sanker in Cool Runnings when they put the helmet on his hair? He's got like the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
That's what it was like.
You were some after that. Well worked out too. You dead, mum? Yeah, bud.
Stop that, yeah. I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch man, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees, I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. We take the west side.
What do you think you want to crucial?
I got only one no rep.
Yeah, it's my fault. I went to do it early. How's that? The hardest part is to start because you don't exactly know how big it was on a kip, and it does change a little bit as we get tired.
Yeah.
What I do is I jump up early and kind of hang. That's what I started doing. And then I arch when the girls arch. Yeah, that's what I started doing. Yeah. Jump up earlier and then just. And then also, if you guys want to start speeding up, we can just speed up. You guys just go and we'll just match. But I was like, oh, did she say no rep? And then Torian's like, no. And you're like, 2 more. I was like, okay, good.
Is it just always the first one that's off?
It's mainly like the first one.
First one's the hardest though.
Yeah, I'll have to get my phone to show.
Yeah.
So
That's the first time we've attempted a 4-person synchro, the 4 of us. Hey, you, me, and Mars at a 3-person one time, and we didn't have anyone judging, so who knows? But with the 4 people, we just need to. There was some judging during that, don't we? We just need to do more of the 4-person stuff together to learn like how we all start the totem bar and stuff. Like it's easier to watch one person.
But
like
it's also hard with that bar that no one's on between us. Like,
Yeah,
it's a bit of
yeah.
a gap. You know, like at the
Torian, it's all
it's
like
good because we're
one.
all on the one.
on the one bar, yeah.
You don't even say with Royce. Your legs are like up there.
Yeah, I know. There was one where I was like blatant, like that's like. There was one where. I was in my world. I was like, it. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Hang on, I got to team this shit. Hang on.
Wait, there's no video rep in CrossFit. Let me watch it in real speed. Or, you know what? I think by the letter of the law, it would count, but I just know a judge will no rep it. Judges no rep something if it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is me.
Tell me about your 3 teammates. Who are they? What are they?
Human. First of all, alive. Consenting. We've got Christee Hollard from up in Mackay. We got Brandon Swan from Ipswich. So I don't know if he's a human, but he's something. And then we got Marnie Sykes from New Zealand.
It was a very hard decision for me. Royce and I had a conversation at the cluster 4s. No, it was the cluster something. It was a competition. And he kind of briefly said, oh, we'll put a team together. And I that kind of sparked my idea of maybe going team. And also, I had so much fun at the games last year in a team, and so yeah, I think after Down Under, I thought maybe yes, I'll go team, because there's always going to be other opportunities to go individual at Miami or Down Under. So yeah, I messaged Royce and I was like, okay, let's do it.
I mean, I've tried not to think about this too much and put too much individual pressure on myself. However, it is in the back of your mind because you want to make sure that your weaknesses don't really impact the team too much. So yeah, I kind of have a checklist in my head each week to make sure that I have addressed certain skills that I'm trying to work on. But following the programming that we follow, I find that they're addressed weekly anyways, and Royce and I train together every day. He kind of knows what I need to work on, I know what he needs to work on, so we just make sure that we're touching on different things, yeah. Girls are currently losing.
What's this?
Wordle. So we have a Wordle battle in Alice Street, girls versus boys. The boys are like 13 ahead so far. We started on the 1st of January and it's going to the end of December. I always wanted to do it to see really who is the better like sex at Wordle. I think we're going to lose.
Slid push. Slid push.
We're not from like
Slid push. Hey?
push. We never say
Slid push. 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 I'll say push. P-O-O-S-H.
You guys
Push.
say H.
Yeah, push. H.
Yeah, why do you say H?
Hey? Because we do.
Like, just
H. H.
So how do you?
H.
Says huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's called H. H.
yeah, it is. It's H. Yeah.
This, and then as you come back around, just like
So don't try and link them. Just try to do one double cross and then just toe
We were doing the worm one day, and like it was in the warm up. We hadn't even started the workout yet. We were doing the warm up, and I'm just like getting my hands wrong and fucking shit up 3 or 4 times in the warm up. And then we start the workout. It's like the first clean, and I it. And I'm like, everyone's like, she's beside me. She's like, oh, just start again. And then she's like, what do you like think about? You know, when you're.
I said, what do you think about when you put your hands in the worm? It's not that hard. Right hand under, left hand under, and he's like, fuck you, Christee.
She said it like it was the most condescending. Like she was trying to be helpful.
But also like,
And there was and then
do what you should have.
and there was it the same day? Oh, it was another day. We like both we get down to the worm, and I think I was like, oh, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking deck you. I'm like, yes, mum.
Sorry.
Since then, I've been flawless. Yes.
you're going cross single. Yeah, I'm trying to. You go the hard way.
We're gonna try not to explode. It's like, you better get this.
So I like going single.
I've been doing the other way. I've been going
Let's go.
We're on, Wakey. We're on. The team's back.
Yeah, hi, I'm Rogan Dean. I started doing CrossFit in 2021 after I sort of had a motorbike accident and could no longer play footy anymore, so my partner got me into CrossFit. Last year I made it to compete at the CrossFit Games in the lower extremity division where I finished second overall. That sort of only made me hungrier to go back and try and go one better, so this year I've just qualified to go back to the games again this year. Ended up winning the Open overall, which was put me in a good spot to head back over in August.
Get some squats on while you can.
Yeah.
I've just been following the Mayhem stuff.
And whatever Beth does sometimes.
Yeah, and then Beth will do a bit of a mixture on Friday, Saturday of a few different programs. So we sort of picked any good ones.
Cody, how's he doing as a dad?
He's doing great. I honestly wouldn't be able to do it without him. It's yeah, tough work, and I don't know how single parents do it, to be honest. Yeah, that's good. He takes care of him so I can go work out as well. So very grateful.
What about his training? Is it affecting his training at all?
Not really, to be honest. It's more so affecting my training. I'm the one taking days off a lot, just so that he can prepare for the games and he can get 2 hours a day in. So yeah.
I think sort of gives me a bit more of a purpose, sort of show a good example, and definitely it sort of has its ups and downs being a new dad. Sleep and training sort of is can be a bit over the place, but definitely overall, it definitely gives you a lot more sort of inner drive to want to go over there and sort of do the best you can, make my little family proud.
You going with him this year or?
Not this year. Rogan's coach Beck Glenister will be going instead, but we'll be watching on the internet. Too much for the little one, I think, this year. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, so in my division they take the top 5 in the world to the games. I think this year there's 3 of us that made it last year have qualified for the games again, with 2 new guys coming in. So yeah, sort of the guys who podium first, second, third, we've all made it again, so it'll be a good fight for the podium again this year.
Every time he does a session, like, we'll go out and watch him in the gym, and he just stares at him. Hopefully he'll be snatching and handstand push-ups soon.
Yeah.
He just won the Open, and he's definitely in better form than what he was last year. And a little bit lighter than what he was last year, so hopefully that plays to his advantage. And he's definitely stronger this year as well. So.
I think I've got to work on the most this year around is definitely swimming. That was kind of last year at the games. I missed out on first place by one point. So if I positioned, finished higher in any of the events just by 1 spot, I would have won overall. And swimming, I took last place in that event because I'm a terrible swimmer. So this year, definitely going to put a lot more work into some time in the pool, and because that's one thing, having a prosthetic leg is a bit of a pain. I swim without a leg usually, but the event at the games, they sort of had that paired with the ski erg at the end of each swimming interval, so you had to get out and knock out calories on the ski erg, so I had to leave my leg on for that event, which acted like an anchor in the pool.
So the idea of this team has been sort of in the works for a few years. Royce and I floated the idea back and forth many times over the last few years, and it was kind of now or never. I was pretty happily in retirement actually, and certainly wasn't going to be competing individually. I just knew with my schedule, with everything else going on in my life, I didn't want to devote that amount of time to competing individually. But Royce floated the idea to me at the back end of last year, and had a serious thought about it and see if we could make it work with everything else going on, and I said yes, and so far very happy that I did.
For us right now, the podium is our 100% goal. We're all in on that. That is kind of the reason we assembled the team in a way. And as far as the win, it's anyone's game. Anyone's game out there. The reason there's a open, a quarters, a semis, and then a games is because they each have their own merit and they each have their own purpose. And I think the games is where we will really thrive.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
How are you feeling about the walk this afternoon, Marnie?
I have no idea. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. We've only done worm holds, so walking will be a big test for us as a team. But yeah, it should be okay as long as we don't, I don't know, shit talk or stay positive, I guess. So.
How far are you walking?
It's a 1 mile. We're meant to be doing it with a yoke, but because we're going team, we do it with worms. So. Fun times.
Yeah. Both Royce and I think the girls on the team too, aren't ones to do anything by halves, and the goal has always been to podium at the CrossFit Games. There's never been an Australian team on the podium at the CrossFit Games, and we wanted to do that. We wanted to be the first to do it, so that was the goal from day one.
Welcome to my lab. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it come out. It comes out better if you watch it.
3:15 coffee.
Yeah, this is, when you're a parent, this is like midday. Get ready for the long night. It's like that scene from Spider-Man. I've got you for 3 whole minutes in the cage.
Don't look at me like that. I'm leaving when I see that face. I know.
How long would it take to run 16 calories?
I don't know. I've never done that.
I reckon you could.
Why don't you go and run 16 cows? And let us know.
I definitely can't wait to go back there. Hopefully go back there, all going well. But these days I'm enjoying this part of it a lot more. You know, I realise that like I said to you, I'd retired, so my time hanging out with my friends and training and was sort of up. I've been training in my garage by myself for the last 18 months, so I'm really just relishing the preparation and being able to spend time with my mates and throw down in the garage and possibly be doing this for the last season. So never say never, but you know, who knows when your time's going to be up, and so I'm just making sure I really enjoy the journey at this point.
Oh! I hope you've got all night, Vakey, because we're doing a 1 mile worm carry apparently. I don't think they understand how bad that's going to be.
You won't be training for the next another hour.
It's bad enough walking at 30 metres in the gym when you have to pack it away after a session. They want to do a mile. Do you know why we're doing a mile? Because on Mayhem Athlete, on Good Friday, Rich did a 1 mile yoke carry. And so we're doing our team version. We're doing a 1 mile worm carry, which is way worse.
So if Rich was cooking a cake,
we
would have to cook a cake.
There was a Sunday a few weeks ago where it just said Rich is doing 3 hours of yard work, and I was like, yes, come on, that's me every Sunday.
VFL? VFL?
Holy shit!
Get it, Royce.
Let's hope there's no skill components to the games this year. Max kick. Jesus Christ, Marnie, you set this one out.
Oh! Yeah.
Marnie!
Is this a regular warm-up?
It is actually. We either kick the footy in the backyard or we'll take the kids for a ride down the park and we'll take the footy with us and play a, you know, bit of kick, bit of donkey. I'm not very good. What do you mean?
Hence you're here on the swing?
I think everyone dreams about it, don't they? Like everyone dreams about, you know, thousands of athletes across the world dream about making the CrossFit Games, and of the few that are very fortunate to get there, every single one of them would be thinking about how good it would feel to stand on the podium. And yeah, it would be incredible. I don't really know how to describe I don't know how I would feel, to be honest. But I do know that we've got the right people for the job, and we're all putting the work in, and we'll see where we end up in August.
Yeah, we did. Is that yeah.
You're not taking part in this?
No way. That's I'm just watching them, you know, making sure they're doing well.
Oh shit, it's actually like a couple of, each bag's a couple of kilos heavier than the one at the gym. Whoa, that'll be amazing.
I read that tier sponsorship. Royce and I are going to the games with 2 other plebs. We're looking for 2 pairs of shoes. Don't worry about them.
With Marnie, Sykes and a 4th player to be named at a later date.
Look at these.
After selection.
Shit.
Please. Anyone.
Please. I just get some sponsorship.
Okay, 10 seconds.
I'm not ready.
Last one. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, that should get us pretty close to a mile, and then if it hasn't ticked on by then on the watch, we'll just go further.
What's the plan here? Unbroken or?
At least unbroken.
Hey, I'm doing this. Just walk around.
Huh? You have a rough idea what it took? Okay, starting the clock. 3, 2, 1. Do you need chalk for the one time I'm clean?
You need
knees,
please, you're lucky. Oh. Let's go. Hey, can you shut that back? Woo! Woo! Are we going now?
We get steps and things. What the fuck?
Where are we going? I'll go on the road.
Yeah, go on the road. Fuck the traffic. Fuck all the traffic.
That's 45 seconds.
Now is when we do the interview.
Do you reckon a minute's too short, Royce?
Let's go 90. Ready, 2, 1.
Over.
Left. Yeah. Do you want to stay on the left longer this time?
Yeah.
Hey, should we lunch the rest of the way?
Whatever. Let's swap. Yep.
Over.
Oh, whoops. That's not my street. One more street.
This is how I was conceived.
That's how they do it in the country.
Yeah. This is the bus in Mackay. Kids sit on top.
Let's just down this shoulder.
Yeah.
20:51 for the mile.
Nice.
So I remember that.
Drop it. We're done.
One last hill.
Go. Go.
We'll go over the shoulder, Christee, and then dump it.
Okay. Over. Drop. Woo. Oh.
Rest 5 minutes and right back.
Yeah.
I'm flying.
21:44.
Oh, that really hurt me. That was an experience.
I'm not keen to repeat.
I felt like I was on my own at the back there. Yeah, I could just see you guys just chirping away. It would have looked weird. Imagine if like you don't know anything about CrossFit and it doesn't worm, and then you see these people like walking with this bag that looks like a body bag, past you.
And she's like looking at her mum like.
Ooh, it's So as an event, it's like world class, like for real. That's a bit of a cliche, but if you're at the event, you'll see there's almost nothing like it in terms of spectacle outside of like the most elite events in like the elite sports. Like it's like being at an NRL grand final. It's like being at one of the grand slams in tennis. It's just the atmosphere is insane. And just like most sports, most people in the crowd are a fan. But unlike most sports, almost everyone in the crowd is doing those workouts or can do those workouts. I mean, there might be a few people in the crowd that play social footy, and there might be a few people in the crowd that play a bit of tennis. But how many people are doing the same workouts, the same games, day in, day out? I mean, almost everyone in the crowd is doing CrossFit. They're doing their hour a day. They can go in the gym the next day and do some version of the workout they just watched us do on Friday night. And so that just makes like the froth, as we call it, the froth level out of control, because these people know what's happening and they can feel the excitement and they can imagine what the workout feels like, and they're probably thinking about going and doing it the next day. And so that all pours out onto the field, and as an athlete, you're just like, you can do incredible things. You're invincible out on the floor because of what the crowd kind of gives you. And if there's no better introduction to this sport than to go along and check out like one of the greatest sporting events you'll ever see, full stop.
Yeah, it's been awesome to find CrossFit and still it still gives me an opportunity to sort of pursue my competitive sort of side that I wasn't quite done with. Sort of having to retire from footy, I still needed something to push myself and challenge myself, and CrossFit's just been that perfect fit. It's awesome that they're including an adapted division in at the Torian Pro for the first time ever, which will be awesome and be a good little blowout before, sort of good little push before we head over to the games.
Torian Pro is it's a phenomenal event. To be honest with you, I've been more excited about getting back there than I have been about thinking the next step, only because it's such a phenomenal event every year. It's my favourite event on the calendar. Mike and Jono do it better than anybody. I've been very fortunate to go to a lot of competitions around the world and see how people do it. And last year I actually got a chance to sort of step behind the curtain a little bit, and I got to help the boys with a bit of preparation for the Pro, and I got to see firsthand just how much work goes into executing such a great event. So, and they never miss, those boys. They always do a fantastic job. And like I said, last year I wasn't on the floor, and it was good to be there, but I really miss being out there, and I can't wait to step back out on that floor again in a few weeks' time.
Oh, all the angles. Georgia Pryor, my goodness, headache central.